Hey guys, it's Faust. It is currently 6 in the morning. I don't know if you can see that. Nope. It's currently 6 in the morning. I figured I'd just talk to you about where I'm at with Western comics. So up until now, I've been quite transparent about my feelings on comics, but I haven't really explained why and what happened. So let me take you right back to, I think, the summer of 2015. At that point, I was making 5 comic book videos a week. Usually 2 of them were history videos. I was getting about 3 hours sleep a night, and I was also going to the gym. Basically, this just resulted in me becoming very burnt out. And I think December that year, I didn't upload much. I planned to upload a lot, but that was the first sort of long break I had in videos. I think, I started being inconsistent around October, and that inconsistency hasn't really ended. And I've never really been able to figure out what made that happen. I've always just put it down to I made too much and I got burnt out. But obviously if it was just that would have blown over just by making less. So there obviously had to be something more to it, and wasn't sure what that something more was. I eventually hit a peak around the time I was doing my new Superman and Jessica Jones videos last year. I got to a point where it made me feel sick to read Western comics. Like, I didn't want to touch them, I didn't want to look at them, and the fact that I was working with them made me hate my life. And I've never really talked about this before, but I'm not exactly the most emotionally stable person. I think it's fair to say that I'm depressed, but I don't think that's much of a surprise. I think most YouTubers these days are depressed. I got to a point where I just didn't want to look at comics at all. But I felt I had to, and I'd started that history of Superboy, and Superboy is one of my favourite characters. He's still one of my favourite characters, and I really wanted to deliver that video to you guys to just show how amazing 90s Superboy is, because most people only know the Young Justice cartoon Superboy, and that really bothers me, because I loved comics, but then reading them made me feel sick. And then there was also a level of guilt about the fact that I didn't mind the New 52. I really didn't mind the New 52. I preferred what was going on before the New 52, and I'm still not happy about where a lot of those stories ended, but I didn't mind the New 52. And then DC Rebirth comes around, and I didn't like it, and everyone else did, and I didn't want to speak out against it. And I didn't like it for various reasons, which I won't really get into in this video, but I read everything in DC Rebirth, and I didn't like any of it, excluding maybe Titans, but even then I was going through the whole thing of it made me feel sick to read a comic, so I couldn't really properly give Titans a chance. So around February, I uploaded the second part of my Superboy video with the full intention of making a third part. And then I made my video on the Death Note movie. And it made me realize how much happier I was talking about a topic that I just kind of cared about, rather than talking about characters and things that I liked but I didn't necessarily care about. Now, I'm not saying Superboy is one of those, because I definitely care about Superboy, but I've done a number of history videos where I like the character but I don't necessarily care about them. I've talked about a number of comics where I like the comic but I don't necessarily care about it, and I feel like that was the root of the issue. I wasn't talking about things I liked enough. But then the other day, I had a day off, and I've been planning a cosplay with my friend Aqua. She was in my Doc Me vlog, and we're going to London Super Comic Con, so we have to cosplay characters together, and we both wanted to do characters that we like. And we had a Teen Titans group a while ago that was going to happen, and it just didn't happen, so the two of us have decided to do Starfire and Beast Boy together. And to get reference pictures, I obviously had to read a comic, so I started reading 2008's Titans, which is one of my favourite runs of the Titans of all time. Lots of people have issues with it, and I have some issues with it, but overall I really like it. And I started at issue 1, expecting to read maybe 5 issues to get my reference pictures. I read the entire run over 2 days, and it was the first time I've enjoyed a comic in a long time, and it was I just realised what the issue is. I just wasn't talking about things I enjoy enough, and That's the issue. So that left me a little bit like, okay, well, if I can do this, let's see what else I can do. And so I read all of Titan's Hunt in one afternoon. So where does this leave me? Well, I'm gonna go back to doing one history video a week. And I'm mostly gonna focus on redoing older history videos for now, until I really sort out my feelings, because, you know, as much as this is an improvement on the situation before, it's not perfect. It's not back to where I was just happy to do anything. But I think my main motivation before was to make other people happy, and now I'm kind of at a point where I just kind of want to make myself happy. I know that sounds weird, you want to live to make yourself happy, but that's the plan. One history video a week. I'm not going to do it in any particular order. I'm just going to do characters that I want to talk about. And if one week I feel I don't have it in me to do a history video, I'll cover a character's origin, or I'll just make a video saying no history video this week. Or I'll make an announcement on my Facebook page. I would say Twitter, but I don't really use Twitter anymore. But I also want to stress I have no intention of stopping the anime content. I think the Angel's Egg video I uploaded yesterday is the best video I've made in such a long time. I definitely recommend all of you go and watch that, because you've probably never heard of Angel's Egg. That's not me being a hipster, you just probably haven't. It wasn't even that popular in Japan. And in my point of view, it's one of the greatest pieces of art of our time. I also have no intention of stopping the makeup tutorials. I was already intending on doing a few comic book characters anyway, but I kind of put off doing that because I didn't want people to get confused. So it's kind of good that I've found a way to be in love with comics again. For now, if you've been missing the comic videos, we should be good. We should be good. But also, I just want to say thank you for being patient with me through all of this. Comics have been a major part of my life since the 90s. So it's just, it was hard for me to say I don't like them anymore. Because it wasn't that I didn't like them anymore, it was that my brain and my body wouldn't let me read them anymore, because I was just mentally burnt out on things I didn't care about, and I came to associate comics with something I didn't care about, which wasn't true. I was just talking about the wrong comics. But that is it for now. Also, don't forget to click the notification button so you'll be alerted whenever I upload a new video, because I think YouTube's been a little bit finicky on sub-box things recently, so definitely click the notifications. But for now, I will see you later.